it's never been about accomplishments. It's never been about that. It's about the game and loving it and playing. I really have realized it again in this year, that when you get a year to take a step away from it, it's incredibly valuable. My last time I stepped away from it was the year after New England. I stayed out a year, and the next thing that happened is I went to USC. And to me, personally, that the rest was history. It hasn't been about trying to win the championship games so that I can put that banner or that ring in my drawer. It's not about that. It's about competing. It's about being the best you can possibly be with what you have to work with, and taking on the challenges of it, and all of the that goes into making that happen for the players. Learning. That's the whole point. You got to keep on. Stay curious and make sure that you're always on the next opportunity to be a little bit better. I had an incredible year. I got to watch JV football in high school. My grandson playing quarterback, then he played on the varsity team as well. I watched all those games. My son was coaching at the U up in Seattle. He's offensive coordinator there. Got to watch all of their games, watched everything I could watch in the league, watched my other son and all of my guys coaching, Danny Quinn and David Canales and guys around the league that have been with me. It's been a year full of just input. And so as the last time I had a year that I stepped away from it, and it was extraordinarily life-changing for me, this year I feel has been the same.
One last point on the way out the door for this segment, which was much longer than we thought, but I didn't realize how much there was to talk about. Deion Sanders, that was the name first job because the Cowboys leaked it during the Vikings-Rams playoff game some 16 days ago, 15 days ago. I don't know. I've completely lost track of my life at this point. But we were told by some national insiders that there was mutual interest between the Cowboys and Jerry Jones. Here's what Jerry said yesterday. Not that I'm going to believe as being accurate and truthful anything that he says. It was just a conversation about the team, about where he is, his boys, conversations with his boys, that type of conversation. I've said I've talked to a lot of coaches, and Deion has a job. Yeah, well, a lot of college coaches have jobs, and then they become NFL coaches. And to the extent there was mutual interest, Devin, there was mutual interest in creating publicity. Because it might have gotten Deion a little bit of a raise in Colorado. It gets his name into the major NFL news cycle. It maybe positions him for future NFL head coaching jobs. And it was a way to just get people talking about the Cowboys, although they realized, I think, not long after that, we probably shouldn't start throwing all these big names out here.
Yeah.
Because that's only going to make it worse when we turn around and introduce our fan base to Brian Schottenheimer or Kellen Moore.
I agree. Like, when it first happened, it seemed like it made so much sense. But then as the thing started to develop and we saw who was coming in for the official interviews, it was like, you probably shouldn't have dangled Deion in front of the Cowboys fan base, because what Deion has done going to Jackson State and then going to Colorado, many people who would be like, sign me up for Deion Sanders. Sign me up for that ride. It's going to be fun and interesting. We think he'll win. We know he'll be able to bring in a staff of former players and top coaches. So now, like, I do. I think they thought this is a good idea for both sides, and then Cowboys probably realized, like, this probably wasn't good for us. Not a good decision right there.
The introductory press conference would have gone much differently, because at least once, if not more than once, Deion Sanders would have said, Jerry, I got this. Jerry, I'll take it from here. Jerry, just go sit over there. I'm fine. I'm good. And it would have been raucous, and it would have been nuts, and it would have been interesting, and it would have been exciting. But it also, Devin, would have been expensive. That's the problem. They were dangling an expensive carrot. Steven said, Jerry, we better change out the carrot here. Get the old cheap carrot. No, not the gold-plated carrot, the cheap carrot.
What is going on, YouTube world? It's Coffee back at it, man, and you see some more news updates with the NFL head coaching carousel and all the madness that ensues in the offseason, right? It's the NFL, man. Things are crazy, and man, I don't even know what to make of all this. I want to know what you guys think here as you see the Cowboys are essentially saying Jerry Jones was like saying basically this was just a game. I don't know, because they're denying this. We're seeing these reports from Cowboys VP Stephen Jones told reporters that Colorado's Deion Sanders was a serious candidate for the Dallas head coaching job. Jones also mentioned that Pete Carroll was in the mix before the Raiders hired him. Is this all true? Is some of it misinformation? I don't know. I want to know what you guys all out there think about it, as well as the hires. If you're a fan of the fan bases, or even if not, but if you are, just leave it in the comments. Like, oh, hey, Cowboys fan here. I like Schottenheimer, or I don't, or whatever. You know what I mean? Tap in, join the discussion in the comments. Make sure to subscribe. As always, over here we talk music, news, sports, and much, much more, man. But so that was all just a strategic leak, is what they were saying there by Jerry Jones. That Deion was going to be coming in. There was a lot of talk of Deion in Las Vegas as well, which is interesting, because there's all these reports, and not just reports, like Brady wants Shedeur Sanders as his QB, is my understanding, but he's got to hit the draft. Is he got an ace up his sleeve to move up the draft? Or I forget exactly where the Raiders pick, and I don't know. I'm one of those guys, man, when it comes to the mock drafts. I don't like y'all know what I'm talking about, right? They'll start doing mock drafts already now before the season's even fully over, and I don't know, things changed draft board wise so much leading right even up into draft day. You know what I'm saying? But the point is Tom Brady is trying to bring the Brady way to Las Vegas with his minority ownership. He's involved in, bringing the next quarterback, who's going to be the head signal caller to try to bring the Raiders back to prominence. And we've seen him working with Shedeur. We've seen him on the jet. Like, we haven't seen him on the jet, but they both said, like, yeah, we talk regularly on the phone. He's giving me pointers. Like, Brady wants to see me win. He's rocking with me. So it seemed intriguing. Like, oh, damn, could Deion come to the pros and be a part of the Raiders as the head coach and coach his son, right? How we got LeBron and Bronny playing together. Could we get Deion and Shedeur coaching his son? Like, that'd be something else. But I don't know. It's all pretty wild, man. You heard Jerry. No, we just brought him in to talk about the team or whatever. And y'all heard what they were talking about, right? This could have drummed up some more money for Deion. He could have leveraged this against Colorado for a raise, right? Pro wrestling fans, comment if you guys remember the whole craziness that ensued when Bret the Hitman Hart left WWE and went to WCW, right? And they jerked him out of the title and all that, the Montreal screw job. Prior to that, when Bret's contract was up a year or two before, when Bret had signed the extension that Vince was now telling him he wasn't going to honor anymore, basically moving on from him, there was reports that Bret was able to tell WCW or vice versa, hey, I got this big offer on the table. If you want me, you're going to have to match or beat this. Like, this, because that happens all the time. Coaches leave the NCAA for the NFL, right? For the league. And, apparently Deion could have finessed his way into some more money with all this. I don't even know, but it's just weird. We see these reports coming out that, like, no, yes, Deion was a serious candidate. No, he was actually just, this was leaked by us and he was just brought in to talk about the team. I don't know. I mean, you can never believe half the issue here when it comes to big business and money and the NFL and stuff like that, but as it stands, man, I want to know what you guys think really happened, what was real, what was just strategy or not, and your thoughts about these hires. You hear Pete Carroll, he's saying, yo, I'm 73. I've already got a Super Bowl. I've already got a national championship. You know what I mean? I've just spent some time, a year away from football, loving life, living life, chilling with the family, handling my business and just kicking back and loving life. And I'm ready to go, you know, like I'm not motivated just by the championships and everything. And I'm trying to bring what I learned in life away from football to this team, you know, I don't know. So remember, just a few years back, Chucky was supposed to be the coach, but we saw all that stuff come out, some of the emails, racist nature that he, you know, said some foul things or whatever, and Gruden, and he was up out of there. Now Pete Carroll is there. Like, is things gonna change in Las Vegas? We've continually seen turmoil within that organization, people sabotaging each other and stuff like that. You know, Brady's there now, and he wants the Raiders to be a contender and a serious team. And I don't know, you know, Pete Carroll's the guy. Like, he's a hell of a coach. Comment if you think that will be good for that organization. And then Brian Schottenheimer, the son of Marty Schottenheimer. You see him like saying, hey, you know, he was, I believe, right, the offensive coordinator for Dallas. So how about that? They threw all these big names out there just to bring someone who was already within the organization. You know, is he going to be the guy to get the Cowboys back on track? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see, but it is rather funny for them to be throwing all these names out there, and then it's just a guy within the organization. It just, back to what we're talking about with the leaks and the info and the misinfo and everything, it just shows me like you can't trust Ish. Jerry Jones is talking about, you know, the guy's Darth Vader in the flesh. But there you have it. You know, some big hires. Let's talk about it. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.